Awesome. Cool. And then once you get really comfortable, maybe even your blanket over your mat or over your body. Ooh. And once you have kind of nestled in, make sure that the back body is completely feeling supported and even loved. Kind of play with that, whatever that might mean to you. What can you do to let yourself feel like you're more supported, more kind of cocooned, and more kind of hugged in? So even without using props, that is totally possible. So just imagining what kind of shift that would be from within for you. So from an approach, from your own choices today. How can you choose right now, just taking your time, to go from a state of maybe being more external, which most of us would have been. Thankfully, it's a beautiful sunny day. So from being more engaged with what's happening around you to just kind of welcoming what's happening within you. Nice. Then we're going to take a nice deep breath in and exhale completely. And then over the next minute, just that simple. There's no technique, there's just breath, and there's just letting yourself sense kind of incrementally, kind of like drop by drop, the way you can imagine kind of like a dewdrop just sliding off a leaf onto grass. Just drop by drop, letting your awareness become more distilled and more settled, more quiet. So taking another minute here over the course of however many breaths that come to be in the space of this minute that is just yours. It is just all yours for coming to meet yourself. Letting these breaths be like gifts for you. So letting yourself kind of check out how it's possible to let each breath feel like, oh, I am receiving this right now. It's almost like a surprise for you that is there again and again. Great, and now be quiet for the rest of the minute just so that you can just be with your companion, your breath. Great, and then you're going to let yourself just bend the knees and just gently be rocking side to side on the hips, the lower back. So just really nice and easy, just letting yourself feel the back body being massaged. And each time we just allow ourselves to be informed by sensation, that we are in our bodies, that we're present. The nervous system naturally already begins to engage more towards the parasympathetic, towards kind of the wise healing and resting and rejuvenating. So it's there all by itself without you having to do much more than just sensing and enjoying. Nice, and we're gonna bring the arms a little higher and interlace the fingers, press the palms away, relax the shoulders, and we'll just let the arms relax back to wherever they go. So So it doesn't have to be a big kind of challenging yourself to stretch to the stretchiest kind of stretch. It's just simply feeling again, just feeling, sensing, extending what feels good. We'll take about 10 more breaths here, just sliding down the shoulder blades one by one now. So you're going to rock side to side, and even as the palms press away, we're going to collect those shoulder blades under. Great, and then if it feels okay to do so, you're going to let yourself bring the knees side to side here. Just one breath at a time. Great. And then we're going to let the arms relax back next to us and let all of that energy just kind of twinkle its way down to the fingertips. So just feeling again. Great, and then from here we're going to take the hands behind the legs, so just kind of behind your thighs. We're just going to lengthen the legs up. So letting the legs kind of extend and be long today, just going to wherever they can go. And if holding the legs here for the hamstrings feels like a lot, you can always take your belt kind of under the legs and then hold the belt as you draw the legs just to extend. So again, not looking for any particular angle or whatever it looks like. It's not about that. I'm just going to keep breathing here and just bring the legs in a little more. Nice. And then we'll take about 5 more breaths here, just wherever you feel a sense of lengthening and extension, wherever you already feel sensation. We're going to, again, receive that. Nice, and then pressing the heels up a little higher and kind of pressing the toes back towards yourself a little bit more. We're going to release the arms and then just do some circles with your wrists and your fingers, just getting everything to kind of move and activate. And then even getting a bit silly, you're going to let your arms move around a little like octopus arms. I wonder if Cooper's having fun with that. Few more breaths like that, just letting things start to kind of flow. Even the hips now might start kind of moving a little bit side to side. Hidden core move for Agatha. As you let the hips kind of move side to side, you're engaging a little bit some sheaves of those muscles underneath and around the belly. Great, few more breaths like this. Great, and then we're going to do a wide-legged kind of relaxation. So you're just going to extend the legs out to, again, whatever angle they wish to be at. Bend the knees a bit if that feels good. Hands can go onto the legs, just wherever you feel like it would be nice. And then we're going to press out through the legs. Again, shoulder blades, let's collect them under again. Great, and we're going to take about 10 breaths here. And there's nothing else really to have to do. It's already quite a lot of sensation for most of us. The inner legs tend to kind of contract the muscles along the inner legs. And then sometimes it kind of takes us out of balance because maybe you have other parts that are more flexible. So we're just coming into balance. As you breathe in, imagine a cooling kind of prana, a cooling kind of breath, moving in from the heels all the way up through the legs, through the groin, all the way to the heart. And as you exhale, let that breath come all the way down and through again, out the leg muscles, out through the heels, all the way out. Just that. So 3 more like this. Relax relaxing into it a little more with each breath. So somewhere between efforting and relaxing, finding that sweet kind of balance for yourself. Nice, and then we're going to bend the knees. We're going to draw the knees together, interlace the hands around the shins, and we're going to draw the knees all the way, maybe towards the chest. Nice. Relax the lower back, relax your shoulders. We're just going to take a few more breaths here, just relaxing, totally chill. Nice, and then let's twist. So both the knees to your left, extend the right arm away. Left arm can rest over the legs. We're gonna look towards the right fingertips. Great. Inner knees are gonna press towards each other. And then the right hip is going to draw a little further down towards the feet. So it looks like you're passive in the shape, but you're activating from within. So the right sit bone is drawing gently down towards the right heel. Take a few more breaths here, relaxing the top of the right shoulder. Find the right shoulder blade and just ever so subtly draw it in and down. Yeah. Great, and then belly button comes back in. We're going to draw the knees to the center and we'll take it to the other side. So knees all the way to your right. Inner knees are pressing towards each other. Right arm is resting over the legs. We'll relax the shoulder and extend the fingertips towards the left. Nice, and then if it feels nice to do so, again, you're just going to turn and let yourself look towards the left fingertips. Great, just breathing here. And then notice, so when we're in any kind of shape, sometimes it feels like there are limitations. Sometimes it feels like you imagine or you'd rather the body be able to just totally flop into whatever shape the mind wants it to go into. But then there is resistance because there are physical realities. So now as we notice those physical realities, and I always find those in myself also, we're going to meet them with a little more kindness. So let's embrace whatever you feel here now that might be kind of like a limiting feeling. Let's see if we can soften into that. Take a few more breaths there, just letting yourself notice wherever things are feeling a little bit tight. And let's kind of get okay with that tightness today. Just allowing it to be as it is right now. And then with your awareness, notice where your left sit bone is. And we're going to draw the left sit bone towards the heels. Great, we're going to take 3 more breaths like that. Awesome, and then we're going to bring it back to center. We're going to make some circles now. So the knees, we're going to just gently hold on to the legs, and then we're going to draw some circles with the knees. Rocking gently, massaging the kidneys. Nice place for us to stimulate some chi. When we get tired, our kidneys get depleted. It's good to drink lots of water, and it's good to support them. Now we're going to reverse the direction of these circles. We're just massaging in the opposite direction. Notice the whole body moving with this. Great. Nice. And then from here, if you have any props, just sliding them out to the side for a moment. We're gonna relax all the way back. And we're even gonna extend the legs all the way out. And just for a few more breaths, let yourself feel the entire back body, the parts of it that are connected to the earth. And again, just recording that feeling. Nice, great. And then we'll transition and we're going to meet in child's pose. Today in your child's pose, you're gonna have the knees wide apart. For some of us, it's nice to have some support under the forehead for your child's pose. So if you like, you can always do that. And just making sure that you can breathe easily here, lengthening the arms out, drawing the hips back. And then kind of playing with how much you widen the knees here today in your child's pose. Maybe it's a little bit more, maybe it's going to be just wherever you feel like it would feel right for you. Then you're going to make sure that you're going to keep letting the hips draw down towards the heels. You don't have to touch the heels at all, but directionally drawing the hips back and down towards the heels. And we're going to lengthen through the vertebrae in the lower back. We'll take 5 beautiful long cycles of breath in child's pose here. And try to be just with each cycle of breath, one at a time. Tuck the chin so that the back of the neck is long. Great. And then from here, a little bit different today, we're going to come into a squat. So you're just gonna walk your hands towards yourself, tuck your toes, and roll over the balls of your feet and come into a squat. Great, you're gonna take the feet a little wider away from each other. Again, sit the hips to relax down. And as you press down through your feet, there's that sense of kind of pressing away from the earth. So you're not just sinking everything down, you're pressing down to lift up, even as the sit bones continue to draw down. Great, then we're going to widen the arms out to the sides, draw the palms back, relax the shoulder blades. Relax your shoulders here, then we're gonna interlace the hands behind our back, rolling the shoulders back. Nice. Tuck the chin a little bit, draw the arms up, and then let yourself kind of round or fold forward, just to whatever degree you can. Great, we're gonna hang out here for a few more breaths. Nice, and then keep your legs the way they are. We're gonna walk the arms forward and draw the hips further back. If it's kind of awkward, just let it be awkward. Walk the arms forward, relax the shoulders, relax a little bit more forward, and keep drawing the hips back. We'll just take a few more breaths here, maybe about 5 breaths. If you need to come out earlier, feel free. Nice. And then we're going to bring the knees forward. Give your legs a break now. And we'll come into downward dog or half standing forward bend. So pressing down through your feet, draw the hips back. And then bend the knees as much as you like. And just let the spine kind of dangle and relax. We'll take a few more breaths there. If you're in half standing forward, then just continuing to draw the hips back also. And then as we do that, engage the quadriceps a little bit. Press the thighs back towards the hamstrings. So we'll take just 2 more breaths like that. Great, and then we'll bring the knees down back towards the earth. And let's take the right foot forward. Nice. So we'll be in a low lunge. We're gonna relax here and just kind of set up so that we feel stable. Yeah, so there's no rush here. Right hip is gonna relax down. We'll just take a few breaths like this. Nothing else to have to do. Just letting yourself be here and starting to notice what you might be noticing in the hips here, or even the lower back. And then subtly, kind of from within, let yourself realign things so that they feel more even. Maybe the left hip is further back than the right. In that case, you're going to draw the right hip back and draw the left forward a little bit more. And maybe the lower back feels kind of really arched. In that case, maybe bring your body forward a little bit and draw the tailbone down and forward more. Great. Then we're going to walk the hands forward, step the right foot more to the right side of your mat, coming to its lizard. So walk the hands forward and just to wherever you can today. Maybe you're going to come down onto the forearms. Maybe we're going to stay a little higher. Whatever feels right for you. And then if you like, right knee is going to relax to the side a little bit more. And we'll take a few more breaths there. Great, and then keeping the legs this way. Maybe if you're staying high, you're just gonna lean a little to the left. Right hand onto the right leg and drawing the heart open. Or maybe if you're a little further down onto the forearms, kind of the same thing. And just letting yourself kind of press down to lift up. A few more breaths like that. And again, whatever we're meeting in these shapes today, just really allowing ourselves to notice what happens when we feel those sensations of things limiting us. And then finding ways. So just using our natural wisdom, even asking ourselves right now in this moment, if you feel like, oh, my hips are pretty tight today, and you have a reaction to that. And then ask yourself how, instead of judging my hips, how can I kind of make friends of it more? So we'll take 3 more breaths like that, just a little friendlier. Nice. And then we're going to just slowly come back and bring both the knees back towards the earth. Come back into child's pose, this time with your knees together. And we're going to just kind of fold in like a little bar of soap. And take a few moments here to notice maybe the hip feels grateful now to have been a little more embraced, to have felt kind of that approach, that friendly approach. Nice. And then when you're ready, we're just going to slowly come back and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So left foot is forward and we're going to again navigate and find our even, easy kind of low lunge. And again, really developing our ability to observe from within. Notice right now, maybe things are kind of teeter-tottering. Maybe you're feeling kind of one side of the hip kind of drawing you in a direction different than the other. And now whatever we can do with our senses to slowly bring things to some kind of evenness. It's never symmetrical, but how can we balance? So a few more breaths, really cultivating that sense of what is right for my lower back. Maybe it is leaning a little more forward. Letting go of some of that efforting so that you're simply here, simply aware and able to effortlessly be here. Great. And then we're going to transition to its lizard. So hands towards the mat, walking the left foot to the left side. And again, we can choose to stay high or come onto the forearms. Let the left knee come to the side a little bit more. And we'll just simply breathe here. And then letting it get a little bit more playful as you explore here today. So I think a lot of the time when we're in these moments where we can be just with your own thoughts, notice what comes up, how you talk to yourself. And it's a little bit like if you, I don't know, have pets or kids or something, people that you talk to in your life, and it seems to have backfired a little this year in terms of how we approach them. We'll just take a few more moments using our yoga to help us kind of find how can I make this kind of a more humorous way to get along with those people this year, next year. Great, and then coming down a little bit more if you're able to. Left hand against the left leg, and we're going to twist and let the heart open towards the sky. And also feel free to stay higher. And we'll twist open. Great, and we'll just take a few more breaths there. Great, and then take your time to bring yourself back. Tuck the toes. We're going to step through a quick downward dog. Drawing the hips all the way back, bend the knees, twisting side to side. Great, and then let's release the knees back onto the mat. Great, and we're gonna come back to a seat actually. So we're gonna lengthen out both the legs. And for some of us, when we sit like this, maybe we'll feel like we're rounding or falling back. In that case, a little bit more height. Bring yourself a little higher. And we'll bend the right knee and extend the left leg. We'll be coming into our twist, our Chiasana 3. So just from here, we're gonna lengthen the arms up, left arm, relax the shoulders. And then turn to your right, left elbow outside the right knee. Great. And then your right hand wraps towards your left hip. Great. Feel free to also, instead of bringing the elbow out, you can also hug with your arm, your leg, and then twist like this. So whichever variation feels nicer for you right now. We're gonna take about 10 breaths here. So giving ourselves time in our twist to receive and to let go. Great, so just moment by moment as you inhale, lengthening gently through the crown of the head towards the sky. And as you exhale, right sit bone, more than ever, draws down to root into the earth. Nice. Shoulder blades relaxing down towards the hips. Nice, and now be quiet so that you're with your breath again. Just one breath at a time. Nice, and then exhaling, slowly release. We're gonna take the right knee over the left. So it looks this way. I'm gonna face forward. So your left leg is extended, your right knee is going to cross over the leg. And for some of us, maybe we're up here, that's totally fine. So either way, we're gonna hug in and up to make the spine nice and long. And then again, bring yourself forward to extend over the legs. Nice. So if coming forward this way doesn't quite work for your body today, we can also bring the right foot against the left thigh and you're gonna draw forward. So again, whichever option works best for you. We're gonna hang out in this shape for about 10 more breaths. And again, as you hang out here, one breath at a time, just in case there's a carousel of kind of, I think some people call it the peanut gallery of your inner experiences. Maybe they're also kind of busy helping you to figure out so many things that has been happening. So again, check out if you can have some kind of sense of humor now in your approach as you hear all of this, as you know that they're all there, as you know that you have another 5 breaths at least to just hang out here. Is there a way to meet this with more humor? Great, and then slowly release. Nice, we're gonna extend both the legs for a moment and just draw the arms up. Draw the heart up, and then as you exhale, just let yourself fold forward for a couple of breaths. Nice, and then you're going to come into your twist on the other side. You extend your right leg and bend your left knee. And then again, we're gonna either draw the arm up, right elbow outside the left leg. Inhale, wrap the left hand around the hip and twist. Or option 2, we're going to wrap the arm around the leg and just hold, gently drawing the heart up, relaxing the shoulders, and then turning through the belly button breath by breath. Nice. And then we're going to hang out here for 10 breaths. So there's no rush at all. Just be with yourself, with your breath. Great. And then gently release. Nice. We're going to take the left knee over the right leg. And again, if you find it useful to have something to connect with your foot, you can wrap your belt around the foot. Inhale, we're going to draw the heart up. And exhale, I'm going to fold forward. If you need other options, left foot against the right leg and folding forward. And then just for another 10 breaths here, inviting you to kind of visit your tools within for when you like to kind of maybe support the people around you. Sometimes you make jokes with them, sometimes you encourage them with just a certain way that is uniquely you. So now can you extend that to yourself as you hang out here for just 10 more breaths. And then bringing yourself back. So we're going to come to lay on our bellies. So we're going facing forward. And we'll keep it simple. So just right on your mat, hands are going to stack on top of each other. And you're going to rest your forehead onto your hand. You're gonna lengthen the legs back. Maybe shimmy a little, make sure you're comfortable. And we're just gonna take 10 more breaths here. Nothing else to have to do, just letting the earth hold your heart, letting the earth release your solar plexus, and just letting the earth help you massage into the organs as the breath flows in and out. Great. And then from that kind of ooey gooey place, once you have already let everything again distill and settle, you're going to keep that sensation even as we come into kind of a more back bending kind of shape. So we're going to bend the elbows to come into Sphinx. We're going to roll the shoulders round and back and draw the heart up. Nice. Then really lengthen the sternum gently up, even as you release the chin a little. So always not extending the neck overly. Just let it be natural. Follow the natural shape here. Then as we breathe here, over a little bit of time in your own body, you're going to explore maybe coming up a little bit higher. See if that feels right for you. Maybe it feels nice to have a little bit of your pillow right under the belly button, maybe. So you're gonna play with that. Some of you could be coming up higher, so then keep walking the hands back, elbows towards your ribs. We're gonna bring ourselves just to wherever we feel is best. Somewhere nice, nothing for the sake of being acrobatic. Nice, roll the shoulders back, draw the heart up. Gently look to your right, over your right shoulder. We'll take a few breaths there, tuck the chin. Just relaxing the shoulder blades, even though they're efforting. Great, and then you're gonna come back to center. We're gonna slide all the way back down, resting onto the hands. And taking 10 nice and easy breaths here. We're kind of gonna let ourselves gently kind of swing between efforting and coming all the way down to the bottom of that graph of letting ourselves really mellow out. Nice, a few more breaths like that. Really beautiful to let the tensions kind of melt away into the earth from the solar plexus, just releasing breath by breath. own time, we're gonna make this transition so that efforting and relaxing are going to slowly feel the same. So come back into your Sphinx shape. See what feels like the right angle for you. Elbows are always drawing away, even as the heart moves in the opposite direction. Beautiful. Check into the neck, really let the neck be relaxed. So let's let the chin relax towards the throat a little bit. Nice, beautiful. And then again, over the next little while, you're gonna play with walking the hands back, little by little, letting yourself draw the heart up a little bit more. And hang out, doing a little less than you think you should. So that's gonna be an interesting thing to explore. And then this time, let yourself rock a little side to side. So it's almost like you're straightening one arm a little bit more as you draw your shoulders in the opposite direction. Nice. So letting the side body also really enjoy being here. Great. And then coming up a little higher to where you're comfortable, tuck the chin, look over your left shoulder, and then relax the chin even more towards the throat. We'll take a few more breaths there. Beautiful. And then this time, you're going to slide your arms all the way forward. Rest the forehead onto your mat. And we're just going to rest here for another 10 breaths. Great, and then let's gently come back to a Sphinx. Then you have options here. You can stay in Sphinx, roll your shoulders back, but kick your feet in towards the hips. As you kick your feet in towards the hips, align your knees again so that the knees are in line with your hips. So kind of not splayed out to the sides and not touching, but just about hip width apart. Front of the thighs are aligned on the mat. Great. And then for some of you, it might feel okay to roll the shoulders back and come up a little bit higher. Great. If you're to stay here, we can hang out here. Or if you catch your legs easily enough, then taking your hands back, holding the ankles. And then let's relax the chin a little bit. Keep the eyes soft. Great. We're going to hang out here for maybe 10 breaths. If it feels like a lot, take breaks or come back down whenever you need. So press the feet against the hands. Draw the shoulders back. Nice. Lengthen your lower back. Relax the chin a little bit. I wonder how Cooper's doing this. Nice. And then in your own time, we're going to release from this to come back into closed-kneed child's pose. So walking the elbows back, knees are together. Again, if something is nice under the forehead, take your prop or just relax all the way forward. We're just going to hang out here for a little while. So after kind of a big back bend like what we just did, There's a lot percolating now, so it's beautiful. We're gonna let that really carry its way through the whole body. So let each breath flow in and out. Nothing else to have to do. Just hang out here for a few more breaths. Great. And then when you're ready, we're going to just do our back bend one more time. So coming forward again, if you had that pillow under your belly, using that again. And then finding your Sphinx, relax the shoulders back, draw the heart up. I'm just gonna kick the knees in. You're gonna stay here and just press gently down towards the earth and roll the shoulders back. And this is a great place to be. So only if you feel like you want to make it a little bit more. So it's your choice. You can take your hands onto the legs and then just using that as your leverage. So keep the chin relaxed, keep the eyes soft. And we'll hang out here and just really let the breath do its thing here. So it might feel a little bit humongous because right now we've spent many months kind of rounding in terms of how we're all protecting ourselves from many things. So just deliberately today helping you to open that up for a little bit. Great. And then exhaling back into your child's pose. Walk the knees in, take the bolster under the forehead, and just rest. So throughout our sessions, we have been trying to build on this to let ourselves have the capacity to both be people who know how to nurture ourselves and to be in the world just with your practice. And so just really letting that be embodied in your experience, just to whatever degree. Great. And then in your own time, you're gonna come on back. Nice. And I'm going to have you lay back and have some support under the head, maybe also some support under your legs. Great. And we're just going to let ourselves relax. Just take a few more moments to find what feels right for you first, for your back body here. To feel really supported. Making sure that that's all in place for you before we do anything else. So take your time, let the entire back body almost feel like, you know, when you're sifting sand, now you're letting it just come to rest. And let the breath flow in, feel how the breath moves now that we have done a little work to create more space around the lungs, around the heart. And there's nothing else to have to do. Let's just take a minute here, just really drinking in the breath. Great. In a lot of the wonderful wisdom traditions, we are already perfect, whole, and complete. And I really do believe that too. And so through our practice, we're just giving ourselves more opportunities to get in touch with that. And even if for some of us, sometimes it feels like it requires suspension of disbelief to experience that, I invite you to give that a try now. So just for the next minute, really knowing that you're perfect and you're whole and you're complete. Just let yourself be and let the breath flow in and out of the body, traveling through all of the space that you just reconnected to, that was already there. And knowing that you will always have ways of finding access to that again. The gift of your breath just there, waiting for you, ready to be with you. I'll be quiet for the next minute so that you can really enjoy what percolates after backbending. Great, and then we're going to take Viparita Karani for another minute here, which is that waterfall pose. So from where you are, all you need to do is to bring the hips towards yourself a little bit more. Maybe press down through your feet. Take your hands and just kind of hold under the hips. You can hang out here. If it feels good, bring the legs up. And maybe rock the hips a little higher. Hold on to the hips with your hands. Bend the knees as much as you like. Or you can take your prop that you have, bring it under your hips. That's the easiest way. And then with the prop holding you, just letting the legs relax. They can be bent. They can be lengthened. And there's nothing else to have to do. Just one more minute of really letting things synchronize. Letting that sensation of roundness, of the movement of energy go from earth towards the sky, in and through you, and back again. So we're gonna hang out with this over the next minute. As you are in the shape, your interpretation of the shape, let yourself relax in the shape a little bit more. Almost feel like you're pulling inwards from the external shell of the body, nestling in towards your center. Great, and then we'll be transitioning into Shavasana. So feel free, if this feels like Shavasana for you, if it feels like you can hang out here for a few more minutes and it feels restorative, you can just stay here, nothing to have to shift. Or if you'd rather come back to laying more fully against the mat, or even taking a seat as some of you do, whatever is the most beautiful way for you to integrate. And then again, finding that sense of settling into the moment and letting the eyes fall closed. And just letting your practice flow through and just be, just breathe, just rest. As you rest here, reading to you A Blessing for the New Year by John O'Donohue. On the day when the weight deadens on your shoulders and you stumble, may the clay dance to balance you. And when your eyes freeze behind a gray window and the ghost of loss gets into you, may a flock of colors, indigo, red, green, and azure blue, come to awaken you in a meadow of delight. When the canvas frays in the cruel of thought and a stain of ocean blackens beneath you, may there come across the waters a path of yellow moonlight to bring you safely home. May the nourishment of the earth be yours. May the clarity of light be yours. May the fluency of the ocean be yours. May the protection of the ancestors be yours. And so may a slow wind work these words of love around you, an invisible cloak to mind your life. And taking smooth, deep breaths. Smooth, deep breaths into the body. Feeling the breath, the prana, circulate throughout the body. Feeling complete and relaxed, just as you are. And in your own time, finding your way to your side and then back to any comfortable seat. We'll meet with our eyes softly closed and our hands just resting on the heart. So as we transition through these last days of the year, just being extra kind to ourselves, knowing that a lot of change is happening and that we have done our best. That we just need to let ourselves rest now and to let ourselves kind of discover how we can love ourselves and those around us even better in a new year. So let's chant Om to seal our practice. Just gently drawing a breath in. Together, bowing to our hearts and to each other. Namaste. Welcome, Agatha.